Hey everyone, so today I'm doing a video about the 3 main ways you can do to start medical transition in Hong Kong. So if you're someone who's been thinking about it for a while and you're pretty sure that, hey, my body doesn't represent the gender that I identify with, what can I do? Where do I look for someone? Who can I ask for help to start my journey into being the real person that I feel like I am inside? So the first way is the cheapest but also the longest way. The first way is to go through the public health system. Now in Hong Kong there's only one public hospital doing it, and therefore the wait list is extremely long, and it's for the same for male to female and female to male. It is a very long wait. So it is at the Prince of Wales Hospital near Sha Tin, or in Sha Tin, So this is the best option if you are young, you don't have a job yet, you're still studying, because it's the cheapest way for you to get in line to get the medication, the blood tests, blood works and all of that, because all of that can become quite expensive. However, from what I hear from other people in the trans community right now in Hong Kong, the wait time is absolutely ridiculous. So the first thing you need to do is see a psychiatrist, talk to them and see if they think that you are or you're not actually trans. The current wait list for seeing a psychiatrist is about a year. That is a long wait. So like I said, it's best to do it when you're young because you're not in a rush or in a hurry yet. But still, 1 year is still a long wait. And that's the first meeting. What if the psychiatrist is not sure? What if he's like, are you really, maybe you should think about certain things, come back and see me next time. Now the next time is fortunately not a year, but it's still probably something like half a year. So if that happens to you, you're waiting 1.5 years. And it's like, okay, I've already waited a year for this, I might as well do the other half year, right? And so I don't know what the procedure is going to be after that, depending on how sure you are or how sure the doctor thinks you are. That can become quite a stressing thing and annoying thing. For someone like me, I was extremely depressed. I thought I was way too old. I couldn't wait anymore. There was no way I was waiting another 1.5 years to do that. Think about how much can change in 2 years. Our basic hormone change, transition, most of it happens within 2 years. So if I went down this route right now, looking at the camera, I'm still gonna look like a boy. Like I'm still living as a boy if I did that path. But so I couldn't wait, so I went a different way. Okay, so after you see a psychiatrist, after he okays you, he will sign you on to the endocrinologist, and that's the person who will test your blood and then start prescribing you the medication. And think, yay, okay, here's another half-year wait, or even up to a year wait. And then, so they do the blood work, and then you gotta go back again. So that's another few months wait, who knows? And then you get your first dose of medication, you're really happy. I mean, that is great, you're finally starting your journey. But then the first dose they give you is usually a very small dose because they want to make sure your body doesn't have any allergic reactions or negative reactions to the medication. And then maybe that small dose is just not enough for your body. So, you'd be taking it for a month, 2 months, maybe not much has changed, and maybe 4 months, 3 or 4 months, you see it the next time, they up your dose. So when you add it up all together, it could be 2 years, could be 3 years. It is an extremely long wait. If you cannot wait, this is not a good choice because transitioning is not about the physical side. It's also very emotional. When we're waiting for it, we get depressed, or when we're finally on it, we need the help because our emotions go crazy when we're going through our transition because it's like a second puberty. So again, this method is cheap, but the wait time is long. Best do if you're young, not when you're older. However, the upside to this is this also leads to public healthcare to certain surgeries. If you're male to female, you can get the bottom surgery. If you're female to male, you can get the breast reduction and bottom surgery. There was a time they did do breast implants for trans women, but they're currently not doing that. If they are in the future, I'll update the information in the comments or the video description below. Now, number 2, this is a very fast way, but it's also a safe way. This is going through with private clinics and private doctors. Now, I went to a private psychiatrist about 1.5 years into my transition to get the real life experience letter, something official that I can show to people in case there's been some misunderstandings or arguments and such. But this way is very fast, also safe, and also very expensive. In Hong Kong private clinics, you will have a first-time fee. It's usually double the regular fee. So when I went to see the psychiatrist, it was $2,000. And luckily for the first time he saw me, I was already dressed like a woman, living like a woman, looked like a woman. Like he gave me the letter for the first time, as well as a referral to see an endocrinologist. But to get the real life experience letter, he charged me another $500. So that's $2,500. If you're a student, you don't have an income, that's a lot of money. I think that's a lot of money, but I really wanted the paper. I wasn't going to go there and not get it. So yeah. But there's one thing that's really annoying is that the Prince of Wales Hospital does not recognize the letters from these private clinics. Why? This is a huge problem that needs to be sorted. I don't know if it's because they just try and protect their own safety. If something goes wrong, the Prince of Wales then needs to be responsible for it, and apparently they don't trust private doctors. They're doctors. Like, what are you doing? So yeah. So unfortunately, this is expensive, and of course, it doesn't lead you to any surgeries in Hong Kong. You know, if you need any surgeries, you're gonna go find it yourself. It's gonna be expensive. Most of us will probably go to Thailand because it's cheap and very professional there. So that's the number 2 way of doing it. If you want to get a list of different doctors, I have the psychiatrist video that I also uploaded here, Dr. Gordon Wong. I went to him. But if you think that's too expensive, you want to try a different one, there is a list of them on the Quark's Discord page. Again, video description below. You can check it out yourself. And once you're there in the Discord group, feel free to ask other people if, hey, can anyone give me any recommendations? Which doctor is good, which doctor is bad, how are the prices? There's a lot of people there who've gone through this and they can tell you the answers as well. Okay, the third way, which is what I did, and look, if you have the money and you can wait, don't do it this way, okay? This is like a last option. It is the DIY way. DIY, of course, it's somewhere in the middle of the price. You gotta pay for your own meds, but you don't gotta see a doctor. Like, great. But it also means that you also don't get any of the credentials or paperwork for future use. For example, me, I went to the psychiatrist because I wanted that real life experience paper. I can, in future, a year from now, register another piece of paper in the UK, which will allow me to get female on my future passport, which I'm very excited for. It also gives me something official to hold on to. So the good thing about DIY is that you can link that up with private. If you think it's too expensive to see a private doctor every month or every 2 months, you can say like, hey, maybe I'll come back in half a year. At least I can test my blood sometimes. At least I can get some official document when I finally have the money for it. And if I really can't wait, I really need it, then yeah, that's what I would do with DIY. Now, obviously, if you go the DIY route, that doesn't mean you're just gonna blindly take and eat medicines without any sort of regulation or rules and stuff like that. No, you gotta take care of your own body, you gotta know what you're doing. Do your research. There are plenty of websites online telling you, hey, what's the safest medicine, what's recommended dosage. There are plenty of trans communities online that will can answer your questions, including the people in our Discord, Quarks HK. There's also people on Reddit, different trans groups. There's transtimeline, trans DIY, asktransgender. Definitely check these different Reddits and groups out and let them know your problem, let them know why you need to take DIY, and then they'd be more than happy to answer your questions, as well as previous people who've asked questions they've had answers to, so you can beat those. And if you can get in touch with a trans person, ask them at least a few of them, like, hey, which one are you taking, where are you buying it, then there you go. So in terms of getting the meds, the DIY method is that there are currently a few pharmacies, local pharmacies, that don't require a doctor's paper to get this medicine. For many reasons, I'm not just going to list their names out here, unfortunately. If you want to know more, please get in touch with me, or like I said, the Quarks HK Discord group, but I'm not just going to do that. There's also an online pharmacy shop. That one I can link. Now, it is a little bit pricey, and the way you pay them is through a direct sort of money transfer, which you have to do in the bank, and it will cost, depending on the bank you're with, it will cost a fee. So, but the good thing is when they send you the invoice and all the details for the bank, it is separate from things you're buying. So the person at the bank counter is not going to see that you're buying hormones and stuff. So at least you can keep that private. Currently, this online pharmacy, there's also a few others, but this is the one I trust because I've used it a few times. They are often out of stock, the cheapest estrogen, but and of course, in order to get the discounts as well as the cheapest per pill price, you're going to have to buy the largest bulk. So when you go on that website, it will ask you for some basic information, They don't require you to scan any IDs or anything like that, or any documentation. So fill in all the info, buy your meds, and you probably have to wait about half a month, and they should deliver to Hong Kong just fine. So yeah, those are the 3 main ways for you to start medical transition in Hong Kong. If you have any further questions, please feel free to send me a message down in the comments below, or private message me, whatever. If I see some of these, I will answer it as best I can. As always, take care and have a nice day, and have a safe day, of course. Don't take medication without any knowledge. That's just a bad idea. Yeah, take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!